We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we record this podcast, the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening today.
Trigger warning for this episode, we discuss adult themes, body image, diet culture, and it contains some coarse language, so please be aware if you have little ears around.
Hello and welcome to
Life Academy!
I'm your host, Dena Kaplan.
And I'm your host, Alicia Bennett.
On Screen Frenemies.
Real Life Besties.
What's up, bestie?
How are you, doll?
I'm good. It's good to be back.
So good to have you back.
Oh, God.
Are you okay?
Alicia, I'm fine. It was a Dena thing.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
So, guys, I ended up in the emergency room a couple days ago and all I could think about was, oh my God, I need to tell Alicia that I'm not able to do the podcast with Cleo because I'm in hospital. And it was like, I was in so much pain. I couldn't text from my phone. I couldn't do anything. So I just sent this text to my little sister, Ari, saying, tell Alicia. Because that was my priority, was like to let you know I wasn't going to be there. But anyway, basically what happened is it's just so Dena. It's just like, come on, when can can I just have a month without a hospital visit? But yeah,
sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
I had a really bad stomach ache.
Yeah.
And then it just got progressively worse. And we were meant to go to my friend Nikki, it was Liam's birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't go because this tummy ache was like really bad and like really spasmy and crampy. And then by the time Alex got home at about like 7, 8 o'clock, I was like really in agony. And he was like, whoa, this is not good. And then he looked at my stomach and it was like really distended, like it looked really bloated and it was really hard to touch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And it was just getting by the hour more and more painful. And I'd tried like a hot bath. I'd tried taking some painkillers, just nothing was working. And then eventually I was like, I think I need to go to hospital. Like the pain's getting to a level that like I'm not going to be able to manage overnight. Oh, and he was like, I actually think we should. He's like, I've never seen your stomach look like that. Like it doesn't look right. So we went into the hospital and we went to the private like local hospital. I said, can you call an ambulance because I can't sit in the car and drive. Like I just need to lay flat. And he was like, no, because then they can take you to any hospital. Let's just come on. So I got into his car and I was like, I felt like I was in labor. It was like contractions of like these waves of like severe pain. I was like, okay, either I've got a ruptured cyst or there's something really.
Because you have.
I've got a history. Yeah, I've got a history of ruptured ovarian cysts and it was a similar pain, but more. It felt worse than any childbirth experience that I've had. Like it was just so bad. Anyway, they saw me and as soon as I got there, they were like, all right, let's just get her some pain relief first off because we can't even figure out what's going on. So they gave me some like fentanyl or something through my arm and that like helped, but only like 50%, I'd say. Like I was still in a lot of pain. And then they were like, okay, we're going to do a CT scan to check out what's going on. And then Alex like went down to move the car and the doctor walked back in and it all happened really quickly, which was amazing. There wasn't a lot of people there. Alex came back. Alex was out. The doctor came back and just really casually, she's like, yep, you've got a bowel obstruction. You're going to need surgery. And I was like, huh? What? I've just got a tummy ache. Like, what? What are we talking about? She's like, yeah, you've got a bowel obstruction. It's high up and it's going to need surgery. So the surgeon will have to do it tomorrow and we'll just have to get you through the night with pain relief. And I was like, okay. And then like Alex came back from the car and I was like, yeah, they said I need surgery. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I was in so much pain that I was
hard to also
quite out of it. Yeah. Like, and I'd had fentanyl. So I was like quite out of it. And then he was like, okay, let me try get some more info. She came back then like 30 minutes later. She's like, all right, we've had the full report done from the scan with the surgeon. And it actually just looks like you have really severe constipation. So yeah, in our poo era. In our poo era. So basically my stomach was so constipated that like up to here.
Oh my God.
There was like poo like stuck, like almost like it formed what looked like hard like tissue.
Whoa.
That they thought it was some sort of obstruction. And they were like, okay, we've got to do this thing called an NGV or something where they put down my nose, down my back of the throat, down to my stomach and they pump out the liquid and the fluid and through my bum, they had to put enemas to get out that way. So they had to get everything out of me both ways. And then that would relieve the pain because the pain was coming from the pressure.
Yeah.
There was so much pressure. I was like, how does this shit happen to me? Like what the hell?
And I'm so sorry,
it's so
Dena.
ridiculous. And anyway, I found my GP who I saw yesterday for a follow-up, and I was like so embarrassed telling him. He's like, do you know it's the number one thing people go to hospital for?
What?
The number one thing people go to hospital because of constipation, because they think they're
There's
dying
something
or
going
something's
on
going
in there.
on. And it turns out they're just severely constipated. I have been on pain medication for my back.
Yeah.
And that can cause constipation. And I haven't been taking, they say like when you take opioids to take like Movicol or something with it. And I've just been like not really doing that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's been adding up because I've been having belly aches every day.
Yeah.
But not like really bad ones. So yeah, I guess it just added up. So now I'm on a strict routine with like Movicol and laxatives, and like I have to move my bowels twice a day.
Yeah.
And they were so sweet. Like no one made fun of me and no one like laughed.
No one made
like,
you feel bad.
No one made me feel bad. They were
good.
Like, they said this is really common. We're really sorry that we said you had to have surgery. That was actually a misreport. Like I was like, yeah, because
that's scary.
That was really scary, thinking I was going to go.
Because that's what Ari messaged me.
Surgery.
Yeah, Ari was like, we think that she needs surgery. The doctors come in and like, but we don't have all the information just yet. And I was like, what? Wait, what?
I know.
It's like, what the hell?
So I know it went from surgery to being, all right, we've just got to get her to shit and vomit and get everything out of her.
Poor thing.
So the relief, I can't even tell you. Enemas, like, may sound bad, but let me tell you.
the relief.
The pleasure.
Oh my God.
I could orgasm from an enema. It was so pleasurable to let all of that out of my system.
Hot diggity damn, girl. Don't even need the smut books anymore. No fairy smut for you.
The whole time I was just thinking, poo era. It just never ends.
It just never ends.
No.
Oh
but
my
I'm
gosh.
totally okay otherwise. I had to stay in the hospital for 2 nights because they did have to monitor my blood pressure because it went really low, and my fluids were really bad because they were like everything was coming out, and I wasn't allowed to eat or drink anything because the bowels had to have break.
Okay.
So my fluids were really low. So anyway, I was just in hospital for a couple of nights. I'm totally fine now.
I'm so glad you're okay.
I've bounced back. I just want a month of no car accidents.
Just nothing,
no
please.
Hospital visits.
Yep. No sick, no gastro.
No gastro. Just enough of the poo era. Like I need to be saged.
Yeah.
And I need
get some sage, get some
someone
Palo
out
Santo.
there, someone out there who's witchy. Can you do like a thing on me, a clearing to just get poo stuff away from me? I don't want to deal with any more poo.
Well, you want to have the
no,
good
I do.
poo.
I want good
You want to have good poo
twice a day, and then no more poo.
No more poo. No more sickness. No more shit.
Yes. Anyway, other than that, I'm great.
I'm so glad.
Yeah,
you're
I'm feeling
okay.
really good, and I'm fine. I've been off the HRT for about a week or so now, and been worried how I would be, but I feel like, hey, I've been a little bit teary here and there, but that's good because I can't really cry when I'm on it. So it's actually been quite cathartic to have a little cry.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I haven't had any depression symptoms or anything come up. So that's really, really
I'm so
positive.
happy for you.
Yeah. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm nervous today because this afternoon I'm going to the dentist.
Oh, you hate the dentist.
Fucking hate the dentist. Do you like the dentist?
I don't mind it. I'm like,
you're one of those?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Oh, Dena. I'm just like, I don't know if it's got to do with my entire face, but also my teeth. Like they're so sensitive. They're sensitive, and like you touch them with those little scrapey things, and it's like, I'm nervous. I don't want to. I haven't been to the dentist in quite a while either. So now I'm really scared that like I'm gonna need to get fillings, and that's terrifying.
Is it?
Yes. Have you had a filling?
Yeah, I've had fillings. I've had root canals. I've had all kinds of things.
Okay, and the enormous needle that they stick into your gums before they do.
Doesn't bother me.
You're fine with that?
Totally fine.
Who are you? Whoa.
I'm a girl who goes to hospital for constipation.
So much. That's what it is. That's honestly,
I have a very high pain threshold. I will say that. So like things like that bother you, like acupuncture or like the fear of Botox or like needles in my face doesn't freak me out at all.
See, I don't know. Like I've got a pretty high pain threshold, but I think I'm just.
You gave
I had
Gave birth, pain,
unmedicated.
Yeah.
And I had a broken hand for 2 days once as well without realizing.
It's just on your face.
But it's this whole it's that. So I'm a little nervous about that. And it's been one of those weeks where I'm a little bit teary. Like this morning I watched a video of Robert Irwin dancing on Dancing with the Stars. He did his first dance and it was amazing. And I cried, not because he was amazing. I cried because I was like, it's so beautiful. He did so well and he hugged his sister. And then I was like, and they don't have their dad, and like how shattering. It's like it just spiraled. My whole so I have my period, so I'm just like everything.
I was about to say, have you done the pregnancy test yet?
I didn't actually end up doing the pregnancy test. I was like, I'm just not like. There's no way. It doesn't add up like the timelines and stuff.
You
I was
would
like,
know if
I
you were
wouldn't.
pregnant.
Yeah, I would know. So I didn't need to do it,
But
and
you
I
got
have
your
my
period.
period, and
Okay.
I'm not pregnant.
And
Yeah.
Robert Irwin's making you
Robert
cry.
Irwin's making me cry.
Someone sent that dance to me on Instagram. I haven't watched
He
it.
nailed it. Also, he did very good.
Gosh, when are they going to get us on that show? Enough's enough.
Enough is enough. We need to be.
We need to be the Robert Irwins.
Yes.
And be making people cry when we
He's
dance.
on the American version though.
Oh God, he's so famous.
Yes.
We can't even get on
We
the
can't
Australian
get in the
one.
Australian version. Well, we'll try.
Yeah,
We're still putting it out there, everybody. Dancing with the Stars, make a claim for us.
Yes,
Is that what
please
we do?
make a claim, like an insurance
Make
claim.
a claim.
Speaking of Dancing with the Stars, I'm very excited to introduce our beautiful guest today.
I'm so excited for this one.
She is herself an incredible dancer.
Mm-hmm.
She is a reality TV star. She's a singer. She's a beautiful mother, and she's a friend of ours. And we're just so excited because she has got the best stories in the world, and she has lived a very big life and done some crazy shit. And we were like, you know what, Case, we need to get you on the pod. We need to get you on Life Academy because you got stories to tell for the people. So please welcome the beautiful and amazing KC Osborne.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome
Thanks
to
for
Life
coming
Academy.
on.
Oh, thanks for having me. I was trying to be very quiet listening to your poo stories. I was having a chuckle to myself.
I saw
That's
you
why I
chuckling.
love you guys. I just relate to you guys so much. I'm like, yep, that's happened to me too.
That's it.
Yeah, so
So
thanks for having
nice
me.
to have you here.
Yeah.
And I also just quickly, your mum's here, just sitting over there, and I have the funniest story to tell you guys about Casey's mum. Casey's mum is the reason that I played Coachella.
What?
Because Casey's mum works at the airport or
Qantas.
worked.
Yeah, she did.
Worked for Qantas. And I got to the airport. I can't really remember the exact details, but something had happened. I think water or something had spilled on my passport and the photo was like blurred and you couldn't see me properly.
Oh my God.
And they were like, you can't fly without your passport photo. And I was like, what am I going to, my show's in 2 days. Like I'm going to miss Coachella. Like I'm not going to be able to play. And I was like crying and freaking out and all this stuff. And I don't really remember what happened, the details, but I just remember somehow we figured out that Casey knew me and that this was Casey's mum and she was going to sort it out for me. And she sorted it out for me and she got me on the plane and she got me to Coachella and I didn't miss my show. But if it had been anyone else, like I probably wouldn't have been able to fly it, but she made it happen for me.
Wow.
My mum's
Bless
like that.
your
She just gets
mum.
it done.
Your mum is amazing.
And she would have known too. She's like, she's got a show. She's got to get there. She knows
gets
how
it.
it is.
She gets it.
She gets it.
She's so good.
So, Case, tell us a little bit about you and what's going on in your world, and then we can like go back and talk about all the crazy shit you've done. But tell us about right now.
About right now, I feel like right now I'm just starting to get my feet on the ground again and doing things for myself again.
Mm-hmm.
This year was really hard for me. My fiance was in a really bad accident in January.
He's a jockey, right?
He's a jockey. So I had Brooklyn almost 3 years ago, and the first 2 years I was just stay-at-home mama. I was traveling around with Blake while he was being a jockey in Brisbane and all around. And so we're moving around, and then this year I was like, all right, this year's my year. I'm going to have my time again. You know, that time when you've just sacrificed 2 years, you just, well, not sacrificed, but you're just doing everything for the bub and, you know, daddy was going to work. So this year I was like, it's my year. Cut to on January 17th, Blake and Brooklyn and I were at home and daddy came on the TV to race and we thought Blake was going to win. It was like halfway through the race and he was coming up the straight into the lead and the horse to his left, I think it clipped Blake's horse's heel and the horse went down and I just watched live on TV Blake fall and then get trampled on by these horses.
Goosebumps.
And I had Brooklyn on my lap and we were going, go daddy, like Brooklyn just thinks every horse Blake's on, it's a winner. He's like, yeah, he thinks his dad wins every time. It's super cute. But when that happened, to watch that live on TV,
I can't imagine what you must have felt.
It was shocking. It was just, I just
And you would have
screamed.
felt so helpless, like you're not there.
I just got up and I screamed. I was like, no. And then I cut to, wait, I can't act like this in front of my child. I don't want to scare him. So I just like continued. I just distracted Brooklyn while playing with toys. And I was on the phone to my mum and dad saying, you need to get here now because I need to get in the car and I need to just go to Blake. Yeah. Like I honestly in that moment didn't know if he was dead or alive. Oh. It was bad. And I called my dad and I was like, do you think he's dead? Do you think he's dead? Oh, Dad's like, no, it should be okay. It should be okay. And then I had the stewards calling me going, he's conscious. And I'm like, but what else? Well, that's all we know. Oh. And I'm like, okay, so what now? They're like, oh, we're going to airlift him to the hospital. And so I just got in the car with the trainer called me and I went and picked up the trainer. And then it was a 3-hour drive to get to this hospital.
Wow, that
must have been harrowing.
Well, I had no contact with anyone because he was in the helicopter.
Yeah.
So I was calling the hospital. He hasn't arrived yet. I was like, okay, I'm just going to try and be chill. The trainer was just sort of talking to me, distracting me. I was just praying to the heavens. I don't know what it was. I knew it was bad, but I had this like little bit of like this 1% thing of like, he's going to be okay.
Like you had a little knowing.
I had a little knowing, except for then when I got to the hospital, the doctor came out with a social worker and they came and pulled me aside.
God. That's not what you want to see.
No, but I wasn't really thinking of it like that because they told me he was conscious. I thought, okay, well, he's not dead.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then when they pulled me aside, the doctor was like, very serious and saying all these medical terms. And I was like, wait, he's going to live, right? And the doctor was like, I'm not sure.
Oh.
And I was kind of shocked how I reacted. I mean, I guess you never think about how you're going to react, but I had like anger. Like I was just like, no. I was like slapping the wall. I was like, no. I was in so much shock. And I was like, no, you have to save him. And he's like, well, he's got these really. I said, no, you have to save him. And the doctor's like, he's got these injuries. I said, no, he's got a child. He's got a 2-year-old to get home to. Get in there and save his life. And the doctor was like, all right, well, I guess the longer I'm in with you, the less time I'm with him. I said, go to him, go. So he went and he stabilized Blake because I guess in those moments it was touch and go.
Gosh.
And then he came back and got me 15 minutes later or 20 minutes later. I don't even know time in that moment. Yeah. I was just like, it was weird. I thought I'd be like crying, but I was like numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what injuries did he actually sustain?
So he broke all his ribs, but I think one. He had 2 punctured lungs. He had a hemorrhaged liver. His kidneys were shutting down. He broke his collarbone, actually broke both collarbones. And then some bleeds on the brain as well.
The pain he must have been in. Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, he was in an induced coma.
Okay.
And then, so that was like the 24-hour period where they're like, okay, he's going to go up to ICU now. And it was horrible to see him like that, man. Like you see him leave and you're like, bye, good luck, have a nice day.
Yeah,
and then to just see him there and I was just praying the whole night. Oh, and then the next morning they're like, oh, we're going to try and slowly wake him up. And so when they slowly started to wake him up, I could see him moving and I went over to him and I said, like, do you know who I am? Because I was so worried, like, as he,
brain.
I was like, do you know who I am? And he just like nodded. And then I just cried. Oh. Yeah. And I said, and you know who Brooklyn is? And he's like, he was just nodding. And then, it was, they just kept him like very heavily sedated because of all his injuries, his pain. They were like, he was only able to take really shallow breaths. So like on the monitor, they're like, this is like he had the tube down him, helping him breathe. They're like, listen, until he gets to, I think it was like 700 or the numbers or whatever. Until he gets to 700, we cannot remove this tube. So every day I'd just sit there like, he's at 400 today. Like, can we get him to, so it was just this whole thing of like, not really knowing.
How many weeks or months were you in hospital, like supporting him?
So then after the first week, he got pneumonia.
Oh.
And then we thought he was sort of like getting a little bit better, but then when he got pneumonia, the doctor came to me and was like, we're not out of the woods yet. And I was like, okay. So I was just
How did he get pneumonia in the hospital? Is that quite normal?
So it was sort of like I don't know, but apparently he picked up like some kind of bug, probably on the track, because they had to puncture his lung on like that because he was filling up with blood. So on the track, obviously it's not the most, sterile place. So he could have picked something up there.
Okay.
I mean, the hospital was so on top of it. They were so incredible.
It's also a thing too, because my nan, when she was in ICU for weeks on end, at the end of her life, she had a tube, and it's the liquid in your lungs also
you can't
really
clear
struggles to be cleared out.
Yeah.
And so the more liquid that's in your lungs, the more susceptible you are to things like pneumonia, and especially like if your body is fighting off everything, it's got no like ability to fight off things, especially of that scale.
Wow.
So not too uncommon, I think, to get things like pneumonia for someone who's also intubated.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then it was like, then he had that, and then it was just like this whole week then after that where it was like he wasn't getting worse, but he wasn't getting better. It was just like that. And then I was like, okay, I need to leave the hospital. I hadn't slept. I wasn't eating. I was just so stressed. And my mum saved the day for me as well. She was there looking after my son at home. And I remember leaving, and I was on my way home, and I was just crying the whole way home. And I prayed, and I said to God, I was like, I just need something. Like, I just need something to let me know he's okay. Like, I was just praying, like, give me something. And I kid you not, I got a text message about half an hour later, and Blake had woken up, and they'd given him the whiteboard, and all he wrote was, I'm fine.
Oh.
So his brother sent me a message of this picture, and it was Blake. He'd written, I'm fine.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God, I'm crying. It's so
like the timing of that was crazy.
And with your son, did he go in to see him in there?
Yeah, so I didn't want, poor you, I'm like, you're emotional today. And
No, I'm feeling it too.
it's funny how it just doesn't leave. Like, I still shake when I tell the story.
I just can't imagine. Like, you're so strong. I
So
cannot
strong.
like.
Yeah, if that was Alex,
It's
like
terrifying.
I can't imagine.
I just like, my faith was just like, I was just praying. I was just like, there's no way. Of course, I love him, but I couldn't give up on him or like have any kind of doubt, because I needed to be strong, because I needed him home with my son.
Yeah.
My son is the love of my life, and he absolutely idolizes daddy. And just that look, he's, when Blake's around, Brooklyn's like, oh, that's my dad.
Oh, it's
And to
sweet,
have that possibly taken away from him, I was just like, there's no way. I'm going to be by his bed. Even though the doctors and nurses were incredible, but I was just there as like that extra, I like, okay, what's that? What are you doing? Are you sure? Not in a way where I was bossing them. I actually had great relationships with all my nurses. They were so kind, and they were talking me through everything. I'm like, so what's his potassium levels today? Have you given him this? I think you should give him something to knock him out a bit more. I can see he's a bit stressed.
That's something, when you've got to be there by his side, especially because like they can't be there 24/7. Like even in ICU, I think like
they actually were with him 24/7,
really?
and nurse had to be in there 24/7. I remember when he started to wake up, and he'd panic as you would, and he'd panic, and then all of the machines would start going off.
Yeah.
So he'd panic, and then I remember one day he just started like vomiting everywhere, and the nurse was like, they stay so calm, so she's like turning all the machines, like doing her thing, and I was just like the one grabbing the paper and catching his vomit and wiping his face and helping. I know, but just like helping out. Like I'm sure she would have got to that, but she was doing that. So I said to Blake, I was like, I was there as much as I could be. I was still a mum, so I was trying to battle being there for Brooklyn, being there for him.
God,
and Blake's like,
been
I
through
needed
so
you by my side. And I was like, well, luckily my mum and dad were like there to my rescue, where I could leave Brooklyn in a place where he felt safe and loved and comfortable. And I would just come home, and it was probably good for me mentally to kind of shut off and have a play with Brooklyn and tell him, daddy's coming home soon.
And how long did this go on for?
So that was like almost a month. And then when Blake woke up, he was like a warrior.
Wow.
Like he was like, they got him up to walk, and he was like, the oxygen, he was so skinny because he really didn't eat while he was, intubated. And then they were like, okay, we're going to do like 5 steps forward. And he's like, I'm doing 10.
Right.
And everything he
Such a fighter.
Such a fighter. Like, you're going to be in hospital for 3 months. He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, you're getting me out of here.
And
And I'm like,
Go him.
yeah, but I can't, like, I'm not a nurse at home. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, no, I can't stay here. I'm going to be worse if I stay here. And I'm like, okay, well, when you're off all the medication, I can look after you, but you're on all this stuff. So as soon as he was off the machines, he was very, very, very fragile, very frail. I remember him looking in the mirror and just saying, like, what happened to me? I'm paper thin.
Yeah.
And it was such a sad moment to see someone going from this, strong. I mean, he's a jockey, so he looks small, but he was strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
Yeah, to just being very frail. And so, I dedicated then the next few months to just being his carer.
Wow, okay. So that's
As well as
that's a lot.
managing a toddler.
I was just about to
which
say.
is
Like, you got
intense.
a 3-year-old and then
Brooklyn was sort of just like he was kind of a bit shy of his dad. Like he knew something was wrong. He couldn't, go jump on daddy. He couldn't wrestle daddy.
yeah.
Daddy was very
They're
fragile.
amazing kids.
And
They pick up on. They're so attuned.
he was so cute. When Blake got home, he went and sat next to Blake and put a blanket over him.
Oh,
And
darling.
then Blake had a cast on, and he went over and he started stroking his
Oh,
cast.
darling.
I
Their
know.
kids are just amazing. Even like with my back, when I've got a chronic back injury, and when I have flare ups, I just lie down with a heat pack on, and Maya comes over and she just strokes me and she
Oh,
goes,
they're so
"Mummy,
sweet.
you sore?"
Oh, darling.
And I'm like, "Yeah, baby, I'm sore." She goes, "You okay?" And she pats me, and I'm like, "Oh, you're just like they're so intuitive,
They're so sweet.
so sweet."
I know.
So where is he at now, Blake? And
Yeah.
will he ever get back on a horse? Is my
No,
question.
so I think so. Then after like 3 months, he started putting on weight again, getting stronger. Then he was able to go, and get a trainer and do all of that. And then when we went to the brain specialist, she did like a full on scan, like to see everything, and she was like, "Yeah, you're not going back."
So it's
Wow.
one of those things of if he had another fall, it would just
Kill him.
Yeah, it would kill him. Yeah,
That's what she said.
yeah.
Wow, that must be hard for him.
Yeah, because
Like a lifetime of work.
Blake's that like go-getter, hard worker. Like he's, ridden in Melbourne Cup. He's won a Group 1. He's done very, very well in his career. And this was, like he said, it's one thing to retire because you want to, but to have it sort
Taken
of taken
away.
away from you, it's a lot
Yeah,
worse.
which
So
we can all like relate to, I think, as performers. There's a real identity crisis when
it's an
the
identity
thing-
crisis.
The thing you've worked for your whole life is taken away from you. Like I know we can all relate to this. It's
and you don't
you've-
get it
you-
back. And it's just
no.
like you think you're just going to do that forever when you're young. You're like,
and then you get very lost. Like it's
So we went through all that. When he started to get better, we went through the whole, him like, what am I going to do next?
because there's
And
like the physical recovery, but then a huge
the mental
emotional
recovery and then not being able to pick his son up for a long time. And then he's like moody because of everything he's been through. So then it's tense on our relationship. And I'm like,
babe.
I'm just holding it together.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging on by a thread.
I'm like,
I
been
need
a
holiday.
year.
So now Blake's bounced back super well. I feel like he's like almost back. No, he's not. He'll never be like fully how he was before that, but his attitude is really positive. He seems. I said to him the other day, I said, "Oh my God, your sense of humor is back. You're funny again." You know what I mean? Like he's getting that spark
Silliness
back, that
back.
silliness back, which is really good. And now he's like, "You get yourself out there again. Go do what you want to do." So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That's so good.
yeah. Mum and I were talking about it. We're like, it's just been a shit year.
Yeah, you have been through the
Really
ringer.
hard year, but I feel
That's
like I'm
huge.
getting excited for things again, and I've started teaching my dance classes again.
So yeah,
which
let's
has
talk
brought me
about that. What
joy
does
and-
this mean for
Yeah,
you?
can we? Serious? I'm gonna like
That's a
take my
lot.
shoes off now. and
Yeah,
get
take your shoes
comfortable.
off, get comfy. So, as our listeners know, I run a little dance company called Twerk After Work, and you happen to run a sort of similar
Yeah,
version of it in
I
Sydney.
know.
Tell me about your amazing dance classes.
Yeah, so when I was in LA, I was doing these dance fitness classes with Robin Anton, who created the Pussycat Dolls.
Yes,
And so
Robin
I sort of like
Anton's
just like
iconic.
yeah. So I was working sort of like under her as her assistant, and we're going around and we're teaching these dance fitness classes. Then when I came,
They were very sexy dance fitness classes, from what I remember. Like
Very-
you,
yeah,
you would
very
wear like
sexy.
heels and
totally, mine's not as
Nice.
sexy. Mine's more about being confident and more fitness and getting a workout in. Hers is still like that, but hers is very based on being sexy.
Right.
I mean, she
she's
did create the
Pussycat
Pussycat
Dolls.
Dolls,
So-
yeah.
and that was awesome learning from her and how she was. And then when I moved home, I wanted to do something similar but my own kind of vibe. And so, yeah, that's what I created. And I just love like seeing girls coming in, having a good time, even if they're not dancers. Just come in, have fun, like feel good about yourself. Like look in the mirror and think you're hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like come in and just dance and feel sexy, feel good about yourself. Don't worry, there's no judgment in here. I think so many girls come in and go, oh, I'm not that good. And it's like, it's not about being the best or
No,
twerk's the
becoming
same.
a
Just
prep.
come in,
Just
like,
come and have fun.
feel empowered and
Feel
your
exactly.
body,
And it's
feel
the best
good.
feeling.
And are
seeing
you teaching? Are you teaching it?
Yes, I am.
That's my question.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
I'm teaching it. So
So that's
that
nice.
brings me a lot of joy just dancing again because
Is
I
that
feel like
actually- sorry.
yeah, no, I just
Continue.
feel like when I stop dancing, I'm like not as happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hard relate.
Hard relate
Hard
also.
relate.
I was going to say you two met through dancing or through the industry.
Do you know how we met?
So I don't know how we actually met, but I remember my first thing of Dena Kaplan was the dancer. No, because my friend used to compete against you and she was my best friend,
Who's that?
Sarah Sukru.
Oh yeah, of course, Sarah.
Yeah, I love Sarah.
She was a
and
beautiful dancer.
She was. And would always be like, so you think you're going to win? And she'd always be like, yeah. But then when she was up against you, she's like, oh, Dena's in it. And we're like, oh, Dena's in it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we thought Dena was like, you know,
Dena
incredible.
was it.
Yeah,
Dena
she was
just
it.
like,
So if she got a second to you, we
Guys.
weren't mad. We were like, fair.
yeah.
Guys.
So I remember we went to the Stead and I was watching her and she was up against you. And it was the first time I didn't know who you were. And then I just remember being like, oh, wow. Shit, like I thought
get
I was
it.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
that's
I'm good
so-
in my own way. I'm a performer, but Dena, like technically, like you cannot.
Incredible.
She's a beast. Like you cannot fault her. It's
Guys,
perfection.
I am loving.
But you really are.
My love language is words of affirmation. So I'm just oozing and melting into
Listen,
this.
I'm the first one. Like if I think someone's amazing, I will shout it from a
well,
rooftop.
thank you very much. I'm now an old crippled hag
That
who
is
like
you are
can't do
not
anything. But
any of those things.
I was in my time. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So then it was that, and then we had like mutual friends.
We had lots of mutual friends. We
Yeah.
hung out a bit in LA, I think, because
Yeah. What year did you go?
we both or New York maybe. Were you in New York for a while?
No.
Okay, it must have been
Oh,
LA.
I did, but I'd just visit there.
But
and,
yeah,
like,
you
when-
were in LA for quite a
Yeah.
long time. I feel like people like Amy Edwards,
Yes.
and we had a few crossover,
Yeah.
like girlfriends. So I
Yes.
would like see you out and about, but I don't remember how we met. I think it was just through
Just kind of through that
the
and mutual
industry.
friends
Yeah.
and- yeah. Then I felt like I knew you because I'd watch you guys on Dance Academy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched that in LA. I'd always put on like an Aussie show and just sort of like
feel
I
at
don't know,
home.
feel like I was at
yeah.
home.
Can you
So-
tell
I
us-
liked it. It was cute.
You have some crazy LA stories. Can you tell us
know.
about your time in LA?
You know what's funny? I do have so many crazy LA stories. And I remember I told one, so I did these little interviews. So after I did, we'll get to Married at First Sight, but after I did that, I wanted to put a few little stories out there that was like my narrative and who I
Yeah.
am. And I remember I told this story and it was about having like this 2-week period where I had to get out of my place to move into the next and I didn't know where I was going to stay. And I ended up staying at Lionel Richie's house, right? And I was telling this story.
As you do.
Casually at Lionel Richie's
I was
house.
telling this story on my socials and somebody like blasted me like, oh yeah, like as if, like making it up. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, why would I make that up? I would sound like a loser if I
was
made that
making it
story up, you know? And
Yeah.
I'm not a name dropper, even though I just did, but I'm not actually a name
Oh,
dropper.
please feel free to
Name
name
drop
drop.
all
We,
of it.
But
we
love
love
I
name
may-
dropping.
I may,
love it.
but like for the most part, I have millions of stories, and if I drop a name here and there, like I can't help it sometimes, I will drop the Lionel Richie one because I think that's so cool because he's
It's
such an
so
icon.
Cool.
And so I was telling his story, and I was like, oh, can you believe this guy just told me I'm like making it up? And then Blake goes, well, to be fair, think about it. Like, think about how far out of reach that is for like people
For most
here.
Yeah.
people, yeah.
And he goes, so if he goes, you know the truth, like who cares? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then I got over it.
yeah.
But
And what was the reason that you actually were in LA to start off with? Dancing, performing?
So I just always I just like loved being on stage. I was a performer. I knew I didn't have the best voice, not to have tickets on myself, didn't have the best voice. Didn't have Dena's technique, but I was
brilliant performer.
But I was a performer.
You're such a good performer.
Like,
and you were in like girl bands and
yeah.
stuff.
So then when I went there, I met Christina Aguilera. I wish it was her. It was Christina Milian, but I still loved
amazing.
Christina Milian.
I used to get told that she
You
was
were-
my
yeah, she was your
doppelganger,
doppelganger.
when I was younger and like
and you were
I
more
see that.
tanned and pretty.
Yeah, she is stunning. So I met with her, and then a friend at the time, I said, why don't we do like a pop duet? She was Australian as well. So we met with Christina Milian, and she's like, can I come and hear you guys sing and perform? We're like, sure. So we went home that night. We put together like a little concert, and she
my
came
gosh.
and sat in our
Do you remember what
lounge room.
song you sang?
We actually had one song me and my friend had recorded together that was our
Okay.
own. And then on the spot, thank God, I had something. Well, she brought her mum Carmen with her as well. They were like, well, we love your sound together and we love your dancing, but can we hear you sing one at a time? And I was thinking in my head, oh shit, like I'm not the world's best singer. Like what am I going to, sing to sound good? But I always had that one song where I sounded really good.
Yeah.
So I pulled out I Believe I Can Fly.
Ah.
And the acoustics in the house were incredible. I was like, damn, I actually sound really good. And they were like quite impressed, and they were like, you girls are so cute. I love your vibe. Let's like do this. And so she was married to The Dream at the time, who was a huge producer, songwriter. He did, I think, Single Ladies and
Oh, wow.
so he was like the bank of the funding of the group. So we did that for a year. She was like working with us, going to the studio with us, which was super cool.
You must have felt like you were getting really close.
Oh my God, I thought I was going to be so famous too.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it, everything I've dreamed
I mean, you're
of.
working with Christina, you know who she's married to.
You've got
like,
the feet in
you're,
the door.
You're at the recording studios. Like, you must have felt like the taste of fame and Hollywood was
did.
coming.
I was still very broke, but I felt famous
You felt
because
like it was
of the people
coming.
who I was around, and I was so inspired. And I was like, I remember Mum took me to New York when I was 16 for my birthday, and it was snowing, and Mum was like, oh, it's so cold today. Do you want to just go to the movies? And I remember the movie we saw was Love Don't Cost a Thing, which was Christina Milian. Cut to 5 years later, she signs me. So it's so crazy how the world works. But that was an amazing experience. And then
How did she initially find out about you? Like, were you guys on YouTube or something?
No, so the girl who I did the duet with, she had met with Christina and The Dream months prior, and they're like, we really like you, but you need to go and like develop as an artist more. Then I had this idea with the girl. I said, oh, why don't we do a duet? So then she brought that to Christina, and Christina's like, I like that better.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we
cool.
did that, but then they got a divorce, and
Oh.
the money sort of, situation stopped, and it was just this break period. And then she was like, and then, just didn't
fell
work
apart.
out. So then I went into a girl group, which I had asked her about, and she's like, these people are really good, like go for it. So I auditioned for that. I got that. So then I was in this girl band for, it was about a year and a half. I spoke a little bit about that. That was really fun. That I thought was going to be bigger than the last one because it was just so perfectly casted, you know what I mean? Like there was like the blonde girl, then there was the, Latina girl, and it was just like this perfect like group, and everyone was talented and had something to offer. And
were you meeting with all the labels, and you were doing all
labels? We were doing all that. Everyone that came to see our showcase was like,
This is something.
this is big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big.
Damn.
Yep. So, and then like, here we go, here's a name drop again. I remember I invited Miley Cyrus to come and watch us, and she couldn't make it, but she sent her brother Trace. Remember he was in Retro, is it Retro Band or something? I don't know. Anyway, he came and watched.
Shake. Is that him? Shake.
Yeah,
shake,
he's a
yeah.
musician, and he was just like, yo, like this girl group could be huge. Like it's
What
dope.
were you guys called?
Girls United.
Oh, good name actually.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Am I making this
So
up?
I think my mom just went, but I think she named it.
Oh, your mum is
Who's
just
here? What would we do without her?
an
She's our
icon.
savior.
She's an
Absolute
icon.
savior.
I don't know if I made this up or not, but I feel like, were you friends with Miley? Because I feel like there was like a point where you were hanging out with her, or you were in her music video. Or...
Yeah. So I knew her assistant, like day-to-day assistant, and they were besties. And we hung out a lot. So then if he was with her sometimes, he'd be like, oh, come over to Miley's. And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Acting like,
No biggie.
no big deal here, just a huge fan. But I never acted like a fan. And I think that's why she was always sort of comfortable when I was around.
Yeah.
She was just like, oh, never took pictures with, like I wouldn't pull out the
I
phone.
feel like, I don't know if it's the same assistant, but that's how I ended up at
Yes.
Miley's house as well.
Shane?
Yeah. But it was because it was someone that we know knew
it was
him.
friends. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah, it was like
that's
a
right.
whole thing. So
She always had
Crazy.
Aussies around, so
yeah,
it must have been.
I think
because of
I
him.
think she
He
loved
was
Aussies
friends with a
because
lot of
Liam.
Aussies. He loved Aussies. So then he
Yeah.
brought the Aussies around. And I feel like we're people that like
It's
we wouldn't go and like do something
Annoy her.
shady and
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
take
yeah.
photos and sell it. Like I would never like, I mean, I didn't even have contacts for paparazzi, but I wouldn't
yeah.
do
I don't think
that. And anything
any
I
of us
saw or
thought-
did in her home, I never like
Yeah.
said anything. I just always kept it like super private. So would I say we're like friends? No, we definitely got along and we hung out a bunch of times. I mean, I stayed at her house a fair few times and we had some moments, but like as far as like besties, no. Just we're a bit different.
Were you in her music video?
Yeah, I was in her
Okay, I
music
knew I
video.
didn't make that up. I was like,
Yeah, I
there
was
definitely-
in one of her music videos and she texted me, she's like, oh my God, I've just seen the music video and you look so effing hot. And I was like,
Aw.
if I got a message like that from her, I was always like,
What was the music video you were in? Which one?
I think it was called Decisions. She did like a collab with some guy.
Oh my God,
and
we'll
it was-
find
it
out
was
in
in
the
that
show
one.
notes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but it was cool. It was cool to like be around her in a way. And just, that's when you kind of learn that celebrities are just people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just people.
Do you have any other good celebrity juicy LA stories for us?
Oh wait, well let's finish with the Lionel Richie story. I
Oh,
cut
yeah.
you
Oh,
off and I
yeah.
kind of like went into that. So how did you actually get in contact to even stay
Yeah,
at
with
Lionel
Lionel
Richie's
Richie.
house?
Yeah. So I was friends with his son.
Okay.
Yes, I met
amazing.
his son. We were friends, and then we would hang out a fair bit. And he was just cool. I remember one night he was like drunk, and I had to drive him home. And that's when I first met Lionel. I had to drive him home, and he's like, "Come upstairs and meet my dad." And I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
So I remember we went into. He was in his bedroom. When I say his bedroom, it was like his bedroom, but then he had like
Couch area.
a couch area,
Yeah.
and this was just huge. So he's like, "Come meet my dad." I think it was like 1 a.m. So I went in there, and Lionel and his partner were in there, like, "Come on in." And I remember sitting on the couch, and I think it was like 1 till 4. We were all just hanging out, chatting, talking like absolute like nonsense. Like actually, no, we spoke about the industry a fair bit, and then we spoke about like if there was an apocalypse. He believes that if there was an apocalypse, he's prepared.
He's prepared.
Love that. Love that for him.
That's
So
so
it was like all
random.
stuff like that. And like at the start, I was like, oh my God, Lionel Richie, my parents would be like freaking out right now. But then as like the time went on, I was just like, just normal, just
Yeah.
cool, just super cool, super nice. So then, yeah.
It's so funny how when you're in LA, everything becomes so attainable so quickly. Like we've all had the experience of being in LA and like it's all at your fingertips and you feel like you're so close to like happening,
Making
well,
it.
you're
Yeah.
amongst them, you're with them.
And
So
yeah, they are friends. You're hanging out with like famous people or like agents and managers and labels and like I just feel like all of us got so close to it
Yeah.
for like various different ways. And then I don't know, for Alicia and I would say it didn't really work out for us, but like having these experiences where you're like so close that you're in Hollywood and like all the friends you're hanging out with have made it. And then it's like now we're all back here and mum's in Australia. And I just feel like that part of our lives is just like so funny to reflect on.
it's funny, but it also feels like, wait, what do you mean it's over? Do you
Yeah.
go through those moments?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm like, it's over, babe.
I wanted LA to be over because I hate LA. Like to go there for a holiday, I love it. It's fun and there for 2 weeks, whatever. But like living there, I was just so depressed, and I was like, I need to get out of here. Whenever I'd fly home from America after being there for 3 months or after moving there, I came back and for like 2 weeks after, every day I would cry. It was like just, I don't know if it was this energy just coming off of my chest and like I could breathe. But for me, yeah, LA was
Toxic.
it was
How long
toxic.
were you there
It needed to
for?
be done. So I was going back and forth for like 8 years, and then I moved there and was there for 2 years before, or I was there for a year before COVID hit, and then I moved back at the end of 2020. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So you were
Yeah.
there for COVID?
Yeah.
When did you move back?
End of 2019.
Okay, so
Just before
COVID.
COVID hit.
That's when I moved
Yeah.
back
Something
too.
told me you got to go home. I had
Yeah.
no plans. I just thought America was just going to be my home. Not because I loved LA, but I just spent so long there and it was the norm. And then I was like, what am I going to do when I move back to Australia? My friends are all married, having kids. Who am I going to meet? Like it was this whole thing. And LA is it's not the real world.
I was just about to say, it's a distraction from reality.
It's like not the real world.
No.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I going to go from that to then just normal life?
I know.
That's what's been a huge transition for me.
Yeah. I relate to that. I definitely went through a period of that. Like, how do I go from being on tour, like living this crazy big life, to like a very humble, quiet life out in the countryside with my partner? Like, I definitely had that identity crisis shift, but I would say now, like as I am today, I'm very much over it. Like, there's no part of me
I
that
don't want to go
holds
back.
on to it.
Oh,
or
I don't
like
want to go back. I would
misses
never
it.
live there again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No.
I don't
neither.
personally, for me, I would never feel comfortable raising my child there.
Yeah. Same
Just
here.
wouldn't.
Just how did you meet Blake?
Then when I moved home in 2019, I think it was the start of September. Didn't know what I was going to do. I'm like, I'll probably just start teaching. And I really enjoy teaching. And we were at dinner and we were talking about reality shows, and I've always loved reality shows. And I was like hooked on The Bachelor over in the States. And I was like, oh, maybe I should audition for The Bachelor. And then someone mentioned at the dinner, oh, what about Married at First Sight? I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, but like, how embarrassing. Like getting married on TV, like embarrassing.
Can
like,
you just tell me,
no.
because I've never seen it, what is the premise? Is the premise that you get married?
Not legally, but they set you up with somebody and you do an experiment to see if they can be your partner. And
Have any couples come from it?
maybe like, I don't know, maybe a handful out of like 100. I don't know. Like,
right.
I
not
think
many
they
at all.
set up some couples to actually like be compatible, and then others they do it like they produce
For
it.
the
You know
lols.
what
I
mean?
would
They do it
say
for
it's
lols.
probably like 20%. Let's hope they make it, and
Yeah.
80% cool storylines.
Yeah,
let's
they
just
make
cause
storylines.
drama.
They've got to produce a show, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, never Married at First Sight. And I kid you not, it was like a few days later, I get this DM. Hi, I'm a producer. I'm working on a big show. Can you give this number a call? And I was like, sounds weird. But I just called off a private number to see who it was. And she's like, oh, I'm casting Married at First Sight. And I was like, oh, God, I was just saying I'd never do that show a few days ago. And she's like, why not? I'm like, oh, it'd be embarrassing. Like, marrying a stranger. Like, no thanks. Like, ooh, I don't know. I just, no. And she had the coolest personality, and we were just having a laugh on the phone. And I was like, oh, God, she's almost like got me interested. I said, anyway, no thanks. I've hung up. I said to Mum, can you believe that was Married at First Sight calling me? And Mum's like, oh, yeah, no. And I was like, yeah, no. That was it. The next day, because I was staying at home because I'd just moved home, Mum came. She goes, do you think that? And I go, I should just go and meet them for Married at First Sight. She goes, yeah, maybe, you never know. It might just open the doors to meeting someone or creating a life here in Australia. I was like, you're right. So I went in like that day, I think. And then they're like, yeah, we love you. We just got to try and match
They would
you
have
with
been
somebody.
obsessed with you.
Oh, it was like, they were like, wow, this girl's dated so much and it hasn't happened. There's either something wrong with her or like, you know, she's perfect for TV.
Yeah.
So then, I think I like got married like the following week, but I came in as an intruder.
That sounds so outrageous.
Yeah.
But I got married the following week.
Yeah. And it was just a crazy experience. I was only on it for like 4 weeks because I was like, came in halfway through.
Right.
And
Did you like the guy?
when I walked down the aisle, I did.
Okay.
My mum had seen him first. Look at my mum just guiding us all.
Yeah.
And she did this one, like she gave me the little thumbs up, and I was like, oh, okay, good. He's all right. He must be all right.
So it's
looking.
the first time you see him when
When I walked down the aisle.
So you thought he was hot?
Yeah.
First impression.
Did.
Okay. Well, that's a win.
I went. I was like, oh, score. Like, wow. I was like, tall, brunette.
And then he
like,
opened his
handsome.
mouth.
Opened his mouth. It's all right. It's quite friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, quite friendly. And then as time went on, we just could not be more opposite
Right.
in every single way. Like, he looked at me like I had two heads. He like could not stand people from LA. He thought I was like, I don't know. I think he just judged me thinking I was just like going to be like stuck up or something, but I'm far from stuck up. Like, if you actually get to know me, I'm very, very far from that.
You're a very grounded person.
I always have been. I
Yeah.
will say I've always been very grounded, but he just didn't like that LA life. And I was like, why do you drive a nice car? And I'm like, because I like nice things. Like, big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah, so it was sort of like that. Didn't work out for me, but it was. I enjoyed my experience on the show, and then when the show ended, Channel 9 were like, "Wow, you were great. We love you. You're professional. Like, we'll work with you. We'd love to do more things with you." And then COVID happened, and then everything just got shut down. So everything,
all your
every little dream, all my
opportunities.
opportunities just were off the table.
Yeah. Oh.
And then when COVID opened back up, they're like, "Sorry, Casey, who?
Who?
Sorry, no, we're not interested anymore." And I'm like, "Well, that
Ah.
sucks." Like. So
Yeah.
anyway,
really
getting back
fucked a lot of shit up for
everyone up.
everyone.
It did, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Everyone's career is just like
that was it.
Got
so then you're like,
whiplash.
you're a has-been after that, right? Just
Yeah.
a has-been. But it's okay because the show, I guess, led me to a more meaningful and my best time of my life now because Blake watched me on Married at First Sight. And he was like, how is this girl like single? And he was in a relationship at the time. And so that was that. He just liked me on the show. He just thought, wow, how's this girl single?
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
So then 2 years later, I'd flown to the UK to do Celebrity X on the beach. And that was another fun experience. It was a good paid day. I got to go overseas, got to escape COVID. And
Celebrity X on the beach.
yeah, dated a loser on that. Sorry, but he was.
Oh my God.
And what's the premise of that one?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
What's the premise of that?
Yeah.
Oh, so you go on it.
Yeah.
And then like it's like celebrities. So people from
With the
reality. No, but like when
quotation
I
marks.
see celebrities as like Miley and
Right.
Lionel Richie. We're like reality people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't see it like that, but cool. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it was like love UK. It was everyone from the UK, but I don't know why they chose me really. But anyways, we're like Love Island people and then me. And then they brought my ex on who was just a nightmare.
Your ex from MAFS or in real life?
He was on MAFS, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
And you have to date him on there?
No, he had like cheated on me and everything. So he came on the show to apologize to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, it
So
sounds
it's basically
reality
just like
TV just sounds ridiculous.
Go
Like they just
on the TV.
producers just grab a bunch of
Messed
chaos
up
and
people.
drama and go
drop it
"Yeah."
in one pretty place.
I know. And then
so
and it was the same kind of story. Like on MAFS, the guy didn't really like me. Then I went on Celebrity X on the beach, and the guy that I guess I just sort of liked him because I was, I don't know, in there for a month, and I was, you get bored. And he was, I guess, hot. And he didn't really like me that much.
No.
He always went for kind of guys that didn't really like me for some reason.
Well, Blake was watching from afar.
Blake loved me, and that's all that mattered. So then when I got home, I said to Mum, I am like done with men. Like I am seriously done. I'm either going to be a lesbian or I'm going to be a hoe and OnlyFans and make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's what I said to my mum. Like I was just done with men. I don't want to be in love anymore.
Totally get it.
And Mum's like, not that she would encourage, she was just like, I get it. Like you've had a rough time.
Rough trot.
Next minute, Blake slid in the DMs. I saw he was a jockey. My dad loves horse racing. I asked my dad, do you know this guy? Making sure he wasn't some weirdo. Dad's like, yeah, I do know who that is. And Mum's like, well, all the other boys haven't worked out. Why don't you give this one a try? And so we went on one date and the rest was history.
Oh, wow.
There was no games. It was just like, it was honestly like love at first sight.
Aww.
He was really sweet and a gentleman, and he was like a little bit shy but confident.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
And,
like self-assured but shy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was just no games. I wasn't like, oh my God, is he going to text me back? Oh my God, is he going to call me?
No,
Or does
he's
he
like
like
too
me?
mature for that.
He was just like, there was no like, I knew he was going
No
to call me.
question of
There
whether
was
he actually liked
There was
you.
none of that. And I was like, this is bringing me so much peace because usually I'm with the guys that, wait, he hasn't texted me for a day. Should I call him? Oh, should I? Always went for those
Who the fuck
guys.
wouldn't text
Never,
you?
ever
Fuck them.
again. Would I ever? I mean, I hope
You must have
to.
had really bad taste in men, Case, because you are like the hottest triple threat in the world.
I went for the bad boys.
Right. Is that what
Yeah.
I was like, what was your MO? Because
I don't know.
Wasn't
Looking
working
back,
for you.
I'm like, were you okay in the head?
yeah.
Like,
You're right.
like what was wrong with you? Did you not love yourself?
You just didn't
Like,
know how good you were.
No, I think LA kind of beat me down a little bit where I
Yeah.
lost my self-worth and I was just craving someone to love me. I know that sounds a bit desperate and sad.
No, I feel
But
like LA does that
it's
to
LA
everyone.
does
Yeah, I
that.
just wanted someone to love me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, in this industry, you get rejected so much and then you get told you're amazing, but then you get rejected again. You're amazing. And it's this constant
Yeah.
flip-flop of like your worth, right? Like you're putting your worth in other people's opinions and judgment. And I was just like, yeah, I just completely just lost myself. And so I was looking for validation in men. And that was just definitely wrong. But now, God forbid anything ever happened between Blake and I, there's absolutely no chance most of those guys would ever get a look in. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
repulsed. Like,
Yeah.
no.
You learn a lot
You learn a lot.
when you finally have someone who you're like,
No
Oh,
games. I
I
can
know
have
what a real
conversations
man.
with Blake.
Yeah.
We have the same views on
Values.
like you don't go out and follow new girls. Like we don't do that. We
There's
have
just no
this,
bullshit.
It's just this security, and I've never been in a relationship ever where I feel secure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ever. So that's
so
a really nice feeling. I used to tell Blake, oh my God, this guy I was dating, like he'd go out and then I'd see him follow 10 new girls and he's like, what? He'd be like disgusted. I'm like, that's wrong, right?
Yeah.
And he's
He's
like,
that's wrong,
Yeah,
right?
that's wrong.
and he's like, yeah. But where these other guys would be like, so what? Like, who cares? They're just a friend or they're just this. And I knew they were full of shit.
gaslighting
So,
you.
yeah.
Well, Blake
So
sounds like
girls,
just
don't
a
go, don't
beautiful-
be a me. Don't be our old Casey going for these.
I feel like it's an age thing though. I feel like we both went through a period of dating the wrong people for us. And then, you know, I feel like that's what your 20s are for. And like your late 20s are really for sort of like figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like you hit your 30s and I don't know how old you are now, but I'm 36 now. And like with the man I'm with, like, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just it's such a different experience. It's nothing that can compare to my relationships that I had in LA or that I had when I was in my 20s. Like I was such a different person. And I say to Alex all the time, like, thank God, because we met in our 20s and then got back together in our 30s. And I say like all the time, thank God we didn't stay together because you wouldn't have liked that version of me in my mid 20s. Like I was like chasing fame and fortune and, you know, wanting all the wrong things. Like I wasn't the best version of myself. So like, thank God when we reconnected, like I'd done a lot of work on myself. I was like very evolved. I'd done heaps of therapy. Like I was in a much better place. So yeah, I just believe it all happens in the right timing. But like, if you need to go through those phases in your 20s, like just go through it, girlies. You'll be right.
For sure. And I feel like I can't sit here and have a pity party because there were many chances for me to make changes as far as the men, but it's like I just kept going back for more. But like you said, I did get to that point where I wasn't right. Like I was getting anxious. I lost the love for myself and I started doing therapy as well. And I loved my therapist. She became like a bestie. Like we would just chat. And she kind of led me on that path to wanting better for myself, getting that self-worth again. But the real turning point for me where I did get my self-love is having my son.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where all my,
for us.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
major.
like
Nothing
purpose.
Like,
It just gives you so much purpose.
It
wanting
puts things
to be
into
the best
perspective.
version because you're now a role model for your child. And I just like, I don't know, like I feel so loved. I don't know. It's so, you know, like we always want to feel loved. Like I get so much love from my child.
Yeah,
it just gives me, I guess it's the purpose thing and just wanting to be better and wanting to look after myself.
Like for me, there was this like gap in the human experience. Like I was kind of like, I don't really get this whole thing. Like it's all a bit overrated.
Why are we here?
You know, like like, and I would get quite existential and be like, I don't really get this. Like, and I would just feel so lost. And then having Maya, like I was like, I get it. This is what matters. This is the thing. Yeah, like this is what it's about. Like being a mother.
And do you feel like that's given you so much more fulfillment than like any experience in LA or
oh my god,
industry?
It doesn't compare. Like having Maya is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like I don't even think about things in LA. Like I can't even remember them. Like I'm so focused on being her mother and raising, you know, a beautiful human. Hopefully, she already is a beautiful human. But yeah, I feel like for both of Alicia and I, like motherhood has been such a journey of purpose and meaning. Yeah.
When you have something that feels so unattainable with the careers, I think that we've all kind of reached for. Like it's one of those things you constantly feel like you're reaching for something, and then you have your baby and you wake up every day and it's like I'm not reaching. Like I'm reaching to my right and picking my baby up. Like it just there's a little piece of just purpose. You get to wake up and like they need you and it's like you need them. It's so special and it feels like everything's right for me anyway. I think like, I mean, I don't think this is the experience for every mum and every person, but maybe people within this industry who do have kids, like it feels something I think that that does feel missing. For sure, because I think there's so much rejection and
it's the rejection.
Yeah, so I think maybe even it helps build that self-worth back up because it's like, well, this little baby needs me to survive. Like I've got to love myself so I can teach my baby how to love themselves. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot that I learned, I think, having Isla, and obviously you guys, it sounds the same for you. It's a very magical experience, I think is probably.
It is magical.
Yeah.
Hard at times.
Totally.
The hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but the best thing ever. I think, and I've heard people say that so much before having kids. I remember people always saying like, it is the hardest thing in the world, but it is the best thing in the world. And I was like, oh yeah, like had, I guess a slight understanding of it. But when you have your kid, you're just like, oh shit, I get it. I get it. Because it's like the hardest thing, in there's days where you're like, fuck, I've got to get up and I've got to be a mum today, really? Like, I got to do this. And then it's like you're up and they say something and it's like, I love you, mummy, you're the best mummy in the world. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the best day I've ever had.
I don't care about
all that
anything
matters.
else.
Case, do you want to have more kids? Is that in your future for you?
I don't know. I think if I had met Blake in my 20s, I would have just like, the same thing as you. I wasn't the same in my 20s as I am now. I like this version of myself much better.
Me too.
Like 100%. If you knew me in my 20s, I was fun, but like, I don't know, a little crazy. So I like this version of myself now. So like I'm a little bit older. Yes, I could probably have another one. But this year I think wouldn't be the time, just everything we've been through.
What you've been through.
I think we just need to get back to living our normal and then sort of see what happens.
Yeah.
I wouldn't completely rule it out, but it's not something I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. I feel very blessed with one.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely.
I feel the same with Maya. Like if I can't have another one, I'm so satisfied.
Same.
Like
Yeah.
I feel very fulfilled with one.
Blake pushes. He's like, oh, just imagine if we had a little girl. I'm like, yeah.
You would be such a great girl mom though, because you're like you're such a girl's girl.
But like, oh God, like if she was like me, I don't know if I could handle it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my poor mum.
Maya's very sassy, very, very sassy, and I'm like
Dancer, do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. She loves going to ballet, but she's not like Isla. Isla's like a little ballerina. Like it's crazy. She does like little bourrées around the house, like does the arms, everything.
Oh.
Maya's
I didn't
not
even
really like
introduce that to her.
Have
That
they
she
watched you
found
guys
that
on
herself.
TV?
Maya's
little.
Maya's maybe seen it, but doesn't really understand yet.
Yeah.
what's
How old is
going
she?
on. 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't really like it. She was like Peppa Pig, or like Bluey,
Yeah.
Bluey.
I've
Old
actually had to
MacDonald.
ban Peppa Pig in the house because we've been watching some of it, and Isla keeps copying Peppa Pig, and Peppa Pig's like a little brat.
Peppa Pig's a brat.
Yeah, so I've had
I'm
to
so glad we're on
ban
the same
it.
page
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
When I watch it, I'm like, no, we're not watching this. She's a brat.
Yeah,
I just like Bluey. Bluey's this
Yeah.
Bluey's
best.
great.
Yeah.
Bluey's the only one I can handle. Maya's obsessed with Old MacDonald. Had a farm, just watching it on loop, on repeat. It's so annoying, and it's all she wants. Like anytime she's sad, she goes, "Oh MacDonald, oh MacDonald," and I'm like, "You are so weird. Like, why is that your comfort show?"
I love
Yeah.
that.
MacDonald
And the
on
way you
loop.
say it too, it must just be a thing. That's what Brooklyn says too. He's like, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh MacDonald, D-I-E-I-O," and I'm like, "Oh my God, you are so outrageous."
Isla says George Monkey, which is Curious George.
Yeah.
It's a
George Monkey.
yeah, it's a cartoon that Zach watched when he was a little kid and got her into it. And
That's
that's
pretty
like her
cute.
comfort show. She's like, I want to sit on the couch with George. 5 minutes, George Monkey.
5 minutes. I know. I love when they time themselves.
Because I always say you can watch 5 minutes and then we're going to bed,
Yeah.
which isn't a great bedtime routine to watch 5 minutes of TV before bed. But you do what works.
Hey, just before we got on the mic, you were telling us a little story about the late Liam Payne. Can you tell our listeners, because I think they'll find it really interesting?
Gosh, are your listeners going to come from me and be like, this girl, what a name dropper.
No,
No, you haven't even
Can
dropped
I
any
say,
names.
when you're on a show?
Did you listen to our episode about what happens in LA?
Oh, I listened to a couple of yours, but I didn't.
Mate,
I'll go
the
back and
names.
listen to that.
We name dropped everyone.
I know.
Because
You
it's
know what? But it's a thing when you're on Married at First Sight. Like the people who watch that show, they'll come for you, man. Like
Yeah.
you do one little wrong thing, not even wrong thing. You do anything, and they've always got something to say.
Yeah, there's something about being on, national
reality show,
TV.
Yeah,
and
and I feel like there's
because
a right to
even Ari, my little sister who was on Neighbours, the demographic of who watches Neighbours, they're the same. Like they will come for you. So I'm like, okay.
But I don't even really care anymore. I mean, what I've been through, I'm just like, come for me.
You
bitch.
have
Like,
been-
I'm
yeah.
kidding. You know, I've just
Come
been through
me.
so
You're
much.
bulletproof.
I kind of am. But yeah, so Liam Payne, I was a big 1D fangirl. Didn't act it, but I was. And I just love pop music. I just love pop
I'm a
music.
pop gal.
Yeah. So anyway, my friend was friends with Liam, and when Liam would come out to LA, that was a long time, like when they were actually the band.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on a few like behind scenes watching them film things as
cool.
1D and stuff like that.
That must have been wild.
I went on a date with one of them.
Stop! Which one? Which one? If it's Harry,
Sorry, Blake.
If it's Harry,
Blake
I'm
knows
dead.
it's all right. I wish it was Harry. It wasn't
one was
Harry.
it?
Is it Zayn?
I wish it was Zane too. Zane and Harry were the best. Oh.
No, it'd be the blonde one because he
Yeah.
also loves Aussies.
Yes,
What's his name?
He does. Niall.
Yep. Yeah,
Niall.
I knew. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
after the first two.
Yeah.
I don't know any of them but Harry, but okay.
Went on a couple of dates with Niall. Anyway, God, that was back in my day, man. Back in my 20s.
Yeah, well,
he
you
was
love
actually
that,
nice,
though.
so I'm not going to say he was like one of the bad ones. He's nice.
I've heard lovely things about him. I think
He's just cool.
He's dated a few Aussies that I know. So.
I know.
I know another Aussie he's dated too. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know an Aussie who has slept with Harry Styles.
So do I.
Stop it.
Yeah.
What?
Dancer,
What?
blonde girl dancer.
No, another Aussie.
Oh,
yeah.
Harry likes
Yeah,
his Aussies
likes
too.
Aussie girls.
When
yeah.
we're off, I need to know who these
Yeah,
people are.
Do you
sure.
know what? I didn't care like around any of the 1D boys. I was cool, but Harry has this presence.
Yeah.
And when I remember I was sitting in like their green room and they were all out filming, and I was just sitting in there waiting, and he came in to like make a coffee or something. And he was like, "Hi there." And I was like, I don't get starstruck, but I was like, and I was like,
I
oh my
can't
God,
speak.
yeah, I was like, wow, he has a very like
He's got an aura.
a very like
He's got so much riz. Like when that guy's on
super
stage.
cool, like very cool, but just had too much of a presence where I could act normal. I was just like, oh, I can't even be myself around you. It's
Wow.
very sad.
Imagine having that much like charisma. That
I know.
It
And
intimidates
Niall, I
people.
was like, what's up?
Yeah.
Niall's still good.
That's so good. Niall, you're like, here, come on, Niall.
All right, we
Let's
got a
go.
date. I'll take the third
Sweet
best.
boy.
Yeah.
No.
That's so good.
And then Liam was like the sensible one of the group. He was the one that like if they were out partying, he's like, nope, got to go home and we got to do this. And like he was like very sensible.
Oh, wow.
He was like the goody two
So
shoes.
he wasn't the party boy.
Nope,
Gosh,
goody two
It always
shoes.
happens to the goody. Can I just say, I was the goody two shoes in the crew that I was running with, who were all in the music industry.
Wait,
I was
what?
Yeah, I was always the one who'd be like, time to go home. I was the one who like, didn't want to do cocaine and like I just wanted to go home and stuff. Honestly, like in the music,
early
in the
days,
music-
or
no, in the music crew, I was always like, out of everyone partying, I was the one who wanted to go home, and I was the one who ended up in rehab. Is all I'm gonna say.
nuts.
Yeah, like
wow.
yeah.
It's crazy because there was I guess a couple of years where they were going back and forth, and I'd seen Liam and his mate got a bit cranky that I went on a date with Niall because I think his mate sort of crushed on me a bit.
Ah.
Yeah, there was a bit of tension going on. I was
Little bit
causing a
of
bit of friction in the
tension.
1D.
I was watching him on Building the Band. Have you watched it on Netflix?
Oh, that's not Liam.
Oh, really?
No,
I watched
feel
that
like,
and I thought, oh, he seems so lovely.
yes, so lovely, but his eyes, like he doesn't seem like himself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He seems like a bit of a like. I can't speak too much. I don't know him super well, but enough where I've
Having
had
spent time
conversations
with
and spent
him,
time with
yeah.
him. But I feel like, of course, he was like nice himself, but it was like a bit of a shell of himself.
Oh, interesting.
Like his eyes, he didn't have that brightness.
Maybe he was
Yeah.
already in a dark place when he was
Yeah, well,
filming
I
that.
hadn't seen him. That's why I was so shocked when he passed. I didn't even know he'd went down that path of
Yeah.
the drugs and I didn't know any of that. I had seen him like maybe 7 years before that, and he was like
Such a
on
bright
the
light.
straight and narrow, and we hung out a few times, and then this one night, this is funny, but he was like, oh, this is sort of at the end of 1D where they're probably going to be breaking up and whatever, and he's like, oh, do you want to come in the studio tonight? You know how it's always late night recordings. Come in the studio tonight. I'm going to play some stuff I've been working on. It was very like R&B. I was like, cool. So me and his mate, we went in the studio, we're sitting down, and he was like, oh my gosh. He was like, oh, I want a female voice on this track. Can you like come in the booth and like
I'll stop.
do a bit of like improv? And in my head, I'm like, I'm not that strong of a singer. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the booth with like Liam Payne, who has an incredible voice. But I was just kind of like, I did tell him, I was like, listen, I know I was in a girl band and stuff, but like,
I'm
not a bit more of the backup singer and like the front row dancer. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. I just want a bit of a female voice. So I remember getting in there. I think I must have taken a shot of tequila. I don't know how I calmed my nerves, but I went in there and I did a little bit of improv. And I just remember thinking like, what the hell? Like, how is this little girl from Sydney, Australia right now in the same recording booth as Liam Payne from One Direction? Whoa. So that was that. It turned out all right. And he was making me feel super comfortable, which I so appreciated because he wasn't like acting like he was the star. He was just a nice, normal guy.
So nice.
And that was sort of that. And then they broke up and I didn't really see him too much after that. Wow. And then when I heard he passed away, I was really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it is sad, but I was really sad. He was just a nice guy with so much potential and so much ahead of him. And
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was really
your story. So sad. Your story just reminded me of so my ex was in a band called Rufus. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah.
And our first date, we were in Miami and we went to do karaoke with the rest of the band. But there was like no one there. The venue was empty. So it was just like the three boys in the band and Tyrone's the lead singer and he's got like the most beautiful voice you've ever heard. So it was just like the four of us, the band, the three of them and me. And I had been saying, oh yeah, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer, whatever, you know, like I'm a performer too, trying to like, I don't know, make myself sound good. And then Tyrone was like, all right, come do some karaoke with me. And I was like, so like starstruck because like I think he's got one of the most beautiful voices ever. I was obsessed with their music like way before we started dating. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst moment of my life. Like I can't go do karaoke with Tyrone. Like I'm not a good singer. Like I can fake it, but I'm not like a bit like what you're saying. Like
I can hold a tune. I can hold a tune, nice tone, but
I'm
like,
not a singer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got up there and we sang that that Gotye song, Somebody That I Used to Know. And I just remember being so bad and so embarrassed and just like, it was just the most awkward thing ever. And Tyrone sounded so good. And I was there and I just remember coming off the stage looking at John being like, yeah, I'm more of a dancer. I'm more of a dancer. I just reminded me of that story. I hadn't thought about that in years.
It's the same thing. It's just like you got to act cool, but like
have the confidence.
Have the confidence will get you very far in life. But,
well, thank you so much for sharing so many of your beautiful life stories and life lessons with us on Life Academy.
Thank you. It's nice to actually just come on here and share them and give your listeners and people, an insight of who I am, because I feel like when you're in a reality show, it's just such a small thing and people just keep painting you towards that. And I have so much more to my life than just, 4 weeks on a show. So
what's next for you, do you think? Like dream-wise, we know Dancing with the Stars, all three of us are going to get on that.
Just get us on. We'll all compete against each other. We'll make great TV.
Absolutely.
Honestly, producers, we've already made the show for you. Just
and we're not even going to be that good. So it's not like you're putting us on, they're professional dancers.
Speak for yourself, Case.
The timing of it is completely different. It'd be super hard. I think it's hard. I think ballroom's really hard.
Ballroom is hard.
I've never done it.
I just know I'd get really injured. My friend Renee Barge did it and she was like, you'll get so injured because it's like really different. It's like wearing heels and like the training.
And Sammy did it too. She loved it.
Yeah, Sammy loved it.
She said it was the best.
I really want to do it. Okay, so anyway, what's next for you other than potentially Dancing with the Stars?
I think just building my dance workout classes because I really enjoy them and it gives me a chance to dance and perform. And I think now just enjoying my family, enjoying that Blake's home and he's well, and I guess celebrating that. I'm so thankful that he's alive, and I just want to travel and go on trips and make memories. And
beautiful.
I think we deserve a bit of
just a little break,
a little bit of
time together, reconnect,
just doing some things for myself and. Yeah, just continuing to, I guess, learn and grow as a mum as well, because that's all, I want to be just the best mum ever.
Yeah.
If that's a thing. We all try our best, right?
Absolutely.
We're just trying our best.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Before we leave, we love to give our listeners a little bit of either homework or recommendations. Is there anything you're loving at the moment or any homework that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, so I did watch the documentary of Robbie Williams. Even if you're not a huge fan of his music or familiar with him, if you have the younger listeners, I think it's a really good insight to world of fame and celebrities and what they experience, because I feel like so many people think that that's it. Like if you're famous or you're a celebrity, like life just must be so easy. And I think just going behind and seeing the behind scenes of it and what people go through, you know, grass ain't greener on the other side type thing. I think it's it'll be a really good insight to what they go through. And even though we're not the big celebrities like Robbie, it's sort of like we relate to that whole feeling of being in the industry, being rejected, having so many highs and then lows, and then, you know, getting older and realizing we don't get that time back, which is what I was like, wow, like getting older now, like we don't get that time back of being on stage. Like, it's crazy.
Okay, awesome. Where do we find it?
Netflix, I think, yeah.
Awesome. Robbie Williams doco. Okay, mine, my recommendation today is I found, after a few disasters, I found the perfect face tanning mist.
Ooh,
it's so good. It's by Goldie B and Australian brand. I think they're a Gold Coast brand. You just do like 10 little misty sprays and you get like the perfect glow the next day. And it doesn't stain your hands. It doesn't stain your bed. Just 10 out of 10 product. Absolutely love it. I've been using it every day and I'm loving it.
Nice. You use it every day.
Yeah, well, because I exfoliate at night. So then like I scrub it off and then I'll like redo it. Not every day, but probably every second day I've been using it. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's gradual, so you can build the tan as you go.
Nice.
But yeah, really nice tanning products, Goldie B. That's my rec.
Beautiful.
What you got, girlie?
Mine is, I'm in my toddler era and Isla is really loving everything Frozen at the moment. But I found, and I don't think I ever saw it in person, I found on Disney Plus, there's a musical theatre of Frozen, the musical theatre production on Disney Plus. And it is phenomenal. It is incredible. So watch it.
Oh my God, I'm going to watch that. I didn't know that.
It was like, I cried. You know, when you go into a theater and because it's just like, it's an overwhelming feeling and you love all the singing. It is so beautiful. It's amazing. So go into Disney Plus, find Frozen, the musical, and watch it and like me and Isla sing our little lungs out to
Let it go.
Yeah. She's like, let it go.
Oh,
very
so
cute, but like the
God,
smile on her face.
Maya.
Yeah,
amazing.
it's amazing. Because it's also I think she likes that version better than the movie, because there's like more musical stuff, and so she has like her attention span with watching it continuously. It's like so much better. So watch it because it's. Oh, God, it's good.
Fabulous. Well, we are wrapping it up here. The bell is about to ring, but thank you so much, KC. It's been an absolute delight to have you in the Life Academy studio.
Thank you for having me. God, I don't think I'm used to talking so much.
That's how I felt when we first started the podcast. I was like, how am I going to keep talking like this? I'm going to lose my voice.
No, it's fine. I love you guys.
Oh, we love you.
We love you. Thank you so much.
And we love you guys. If you're enjoying the pod, please subscribe, review, do all the things that you do, and join our Facebook community group. We love you heaps. The bell's about to ring.
Oh, class is over. We love you.
Bye.